At a time when Americans have been counting on the legal system more than ever, there has been increasing evidence that the system is in trouble. In 2004, records showed that state courts handled a staggering 17 million civil cases. At the same time, public perception was mounting that the system was bogging down in skyrocketing cost and delay. Retooling America's civil justice system was the central theme at a recent meeting of legal experts who gathered from around the nation and England. The two-day summit was sponsored by the University of Denver Institute for the Advancement of the American Legal System, a national legal reform organization.
We were so lucky to bring together at the Civil Justice Reform Summit a group of judges from across the system. Federal judges, state judges, 3 state Supreme Court chief justices, a chief judge of the 10th Circuit, trial judges from both the federal and state level, all of whom are people committed to trying to make the system the very best that it can be.
This highly respected group of court veterans and legal experts spent the first day identifying problems and targeting potential areas for improvement. And they viewed presentations highlighting legal system best practices in England, Singapore, Oregon, and Colorado.
We are working hard everywhere to improve the system. It doesn't mean it's going to be improved overnight, but I think that the chief justices and the judges around the country are trying very hard and are listening hard to the people.
They want to know that we're a self-correcting system, that we're a system that really has the capacity to analyze itself and to try to improve the system for the good of the public.
Many of the participants shared feedback from litigants and other users of the courts that the process had become sluggish to the point of near paralysis in some cases.
The result is that the system is inaccessible to large numbers of people, and for the people for whom it is accessible, the ones who either file lawsuits or end up on the other side of a lawsuit, the system is a black hole of cost and delay.
The bar associations and the lawyers who practice in this profession are going to be the key to any successful reform. And it's not only a matter of stepping up or being involved in it, they really need to lead it.
Evidence had been mounting for years that the U.S. legal system needed to be reformed, as the public's increasing dissatisfaction was showcased in survey after survey. A 2001 report by the American Bar Association found that 74% of the people surveyed say that lawyers are more interested in winning than in seeing justice is served. A survey by Common Good in 2005 showed that 56% of Americans think there are fundamental changes needed to make the civil justice system work better. 83% agreed that the legal system makes it too easy to make invalid claims. And in 2006, the Annenberg Public Policy Center found that 62% of Americans believe the courts favor the wealthy or those with political influence.
Literally has priced people out of who ought to be able to resolve their differences in court. If they can't resolve them otherwise, just price them out of being able to utilize what is a fundamental part of our society.
One of the highlights of the summit was a presentation made by Lord Harry Wolff, former Chief Justice of England and Wales and the architect of civil legal reform in England in the mid-90s. Lord Wolff also addressed a prestigious gathering of business and legal community leaders at an event the following morning.
Some of the things that I was promoting when I was doing my reforms were really at the beginning thought to be an anathema. But once they had experience of it, and once they realized it was going to happen and adjusted to it happening, they became very comfortable with it. And they would not think of going back now.
If someone like Lord Wolff talks about the fact that he was able to come up with solutions, implement those solutions, and they're now in place, and they're achieving what his commission sought to achieve, it makes people think twice.
At the conclusion of the Institute's Civil Justice Reform Summit, the staff began the process of evaluating the information gathered and identifying areas for further study and action. In the coming months, the Institute will move forward with plans to conduct a national study to pinpoint growing cracks in the American civil justice system, issue a major report on the exploding cost of litigation, develop a case study of a state court system working for reform, and educate Americans on the potential for serious problems relating to the new laws governing electronic documents.
Everybody agreed that the nation needs to go on a discovery diet, but building consensus toward that kind of change when it has been a part of the process for as long as it has requires bringing people on board. My sense is that we have reached a tipping point, that there is a sufficient amount of dissatisfaction with the way our civil justice system works from all quadrants, not just from noisy litigants who didn't get the outcome that they wanted, not just from attorneys, not just from judges and business people, but from everybody.